up? It's me, Audra. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I am not sure how you got here, but certainly I'm glad you came. And if you are new here, well, you're in for a treat. All right, if you enjoy chaotic, frenetic energy, you like beauty, you like horror, and a little bit of commentary thrown in between, then I suggest you go on ahead and subscribe. For the low price of $0, I will tell you a random fact about myself. Today's random fact is this here, this isn't a mole. This is a scar from a dermal piercing. I used to have a dermal piercing right here on my chest. You can't see it like when I'm down like this. I could probably zoom out and like be a smart bitch. Oh, look at me being smart. Yeah, this is actually, I used to have a dermal piercing right here in my chest. If you have never had a dermal piercing, it's a fun experience where they punch a hole into your chest and an anchor gets in there and they screw in the jewel. It was quite lovely, actually. If I could get it again, I would, but I can't because I liked that specific placement. And Bo won't let me be great. All right, here are my socials. I am enjoying hanging out. If you will slide over to my IG, I'm starting to do more IG lives. In fact, this look was created on my IG live. Listen, I am 40 years old and I have zero tolerance for trying to create another video. I know you're like, you're unemployed, you have time, like whatever, but yet I don't have tolerance. I have time, but not tolerance. And so I don't have the tolerance to sit there and like try to make a whole ass video for it. So I'd rather just sit live, do makeup, chat with y'all, have some fun. It was a really good time. I love everybody who showed up, and I was also able to announce my little Wednesday series, which is not gonna be every Wednesday, it's gonna be every other Wednesday. I'm gonna be doing lives, I'm gonna have a guest on. We're just gonna do a fresh-faced chat. We're gonna be fresh-faced, hanging out, talking about whatever. It's not necessarily gonna be makeup, but it could be makeup. All right, enough. What are we here with today, Audra? Well, today I wanted to talk about some of the palettes I have received, either in PR or I've purchased recently. And I just kind of wanted to talk about them and give like some reviews on some of the items I have, because I've done like little mini reviews on some of it or like first impressions, but I just kind of wanted to talk about how I feel about it since then and what's been going on with it since. Does that sound good to you? All right. Also, we're doing some soothing content for several reasons. Number one, I'm on my period and I have endometriosis and it's very painful. It makes me extremely tired. I suffer from some serious fatigue during this time period, and so it's very hard for me to get motivation to do literally anything. I don't even want to eat most of the time. So what I'm trying to do is create some soothing content around that. So this is going to happen probably at least once a month, so get used to it. Also, the other thing is the world is on fucking fire, and I thought it would be nice if we could just bring it down a notch. So I'm going to talk to you today in my soothing Audra voice, still high energy, but like we're going to relax, we're going to chill, we're going to talk about makeup. All right, here we go. First up, the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette. This is a very lovely palette. Let me just open her. This is a very nice yellow palette, all right? She's pretty, she's happy, she's sprightly, and you know what? She has all the joy of sunshine within her. I really like this particular shade here. This is Squeeze. I like Squeeze a lot, and we're not gonna swatch everything, but here is Squeeze, and we're gonna swatch Squeeze across. We're just gonna swatch my favorites from each palette. I actually really do like this palette. I do wish that there was a couple more deeper shades for us darker girls, but that's okay. Us richer toned ladies, us richer toned gentlemen, us richer toned theys. And so there you go, that is it. It's very pretty. I like this because it's just a very like relaxed, chilled out, nice yellow, and it's got like a sparkle on it, but it's not overwhelming. I like it because it's actually yellow and not gold. It's very difficult for people to make a nice yellow, and this is actually fun to cut the crease with. So I do like that. I like this palette a lot. I'm a huge fan, much like Beauty Bean and Emily Han. I think Amy Loves Makeup as well. I'm a big fan of small curated palettes. I really, for the most part, don't like huge, ginormous, like I'm talking talking the Morphe 35 series palettes, like all of that, that's just too much. I feel like that's excessive, and it also, I feel like in a lot of ways ruins creativity, but this like really just gives you an idea of what you're working with. So yeah, I do like this, like I said, and I do just kind of wish that there was like one more shade that was more in this vein here. But otherwise, I do like playing with it. I do need to play with it some more. So I'm probably gonna take this one over to my IG and play with it with some other palettes, like, well, really other singles that I have, and have some fun with her. But I like her, and Midas, good job. I like her, good job. All right. Anyway, next up, I wanted to talk about the Lethal Cosmetics palette that I curated and created. I really like Lethal Cosmetics. Okay. So let me just come in here. Let me just pull this up and not blind you. This is the palette that I created. I chose all of these shades. Now I know you're sitting there like, well, you created this. It's not. First of all, I like this because it was just very well curated, and we're looking at the yellow again, and we're just gonna look at this yellow shade. It is very, very pigmented. It's a very nice yellow. It's very pretty, very thick. This girl is like trying to do a lot and goes on well even on my dark ass skin. And for me, it looks like a more of a pastel, so I like that as well, but it gives it a lot of depth, and it also makes it fun to play with other shades. I think this one is, I don't know what it's called, but this is the green, and it is just absolutely stunning. This green in here is gorgeous. I love to play with this, and I want to play with this more, and this just really makes me happy. And I just wanted to review Lethal in general because I feel like, you know, there were a lot of talks of whether or not it does work on a richer skin tone, and it does. And I really, truly enjoy this palette. I enjoy playing with it. I do need to play with this more as well. But one of the things I really do like is like, there's a bee on here, okay? I don't know if you guys can actually see the bee, but like I'm way into this, and I'm really trying to talk myself out of getting this super badass glass spider, but I'm probably going to get this super badass glass spider, and it's probably gonna take the pace of Cthulhu here. So these are the times. But I really do like Lethal Cosmetics. I like the formula. I really like how thick and creamy, like I don't mean like thick isn't gross, but thick and creamy. So this is another shade of theirs, like a more pinky red shade. And what I like about this, you can even see that there's like a little bit of purple tonality in that. So what I like about these is that they are a little bit chunky, but once you get them on, they just look really very pretty. They're very nice, they're creamy. The formula is very easy to work with. You're not having to push really hard to make the shades come through on the lids. And if you are of a richer skin tone, if you were concerned about buying from Lethal Cosmetics, I would like to dispel that myth, because honestly, I've had no problems with this. And in fact, I'm probably gonna buy another palette from them. I haven't done it yet. I might just curate another one. It's really hard for me these days. I'm such a singles bitch that it's like really hard for me to like only buy like a curated palette. It's difficult, but I'm gonna try, okay? I'm gonna try. But I do like this palette, and I think it's such a fun time, and I do need to play with this more. So for that reason, I'm gonna put them over here in my to fuck with shit right here. Also, I curse, so sorry if you're not used to that kind of language, even though it's 2020. Moving on. All right, so the next palette I want to talk about, I've used this once, but I was really impressed by a lot of the shades in here. This is from Prime Beauty. Listen, this is their Island Gael, which listen, I don't do that right, but this is their Island Gael. I know that people don't like pressed glitters. There's 2 pressed glitters in here. I don't have any problems with them, but again, I don't have like, I'm not gonna say I don't have sensitive eyes, but I am gonna say they don't really irritate me as much. I tend to use glitter glue. I found them fun and fine to work with. I love the shades in here. Sac Pace, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but some of it's very, very nice, but like this blue, that is Sac Pace, that's supposed to be like really intense. It's moderately intense. I wish it were just a little bit more. I wish it just had a little bit more oomph on it, because that's me swatching it. I just wish that that had a little bit more oomph. I feel like that with a lot of the shades in here, that I do wish they had a little bit more oomph, but I don't hate playing with it. I actually am having a good time. Most of their shimmers are very nice. The Dance Hall is very nice, which is a pretty pink. And then I'm also gonna show you the Sunsplash, which is gold, which honestly, if you're messing up a gold at this point in the game, like just go home. You know what I mean? Go home and don't come back, you know, tell your mom you suck, and that's it. But like these shades ended up being really, really pretty. They're really nice. This is another one I need to play with more often, so I'm gonna put this by me. And the most interesting shade to me was this Mojito. The one thing I wish about this palette, and we can fight on it, but this is Mojito. I want to show you this right quick because this is actually quite similar to the Lethal shade that I just showed you. So that's that one, and then you can see the green Lethal shade here. This one has more sparkle than the other one. So this one's more opaque, I feel like, than the Lethal one. The one thing that I do wish though is that I really want beautiful, colorful palettes to just kind of stop putting in these brownie shades. I just feel like they're unnecessary. I know that people are gonna disagree with me, but as you can see, I'm a colorful ass bitch, and I like the color. I like it. I enjoy color. I enjoy showing this kind of stuff off. It's fun, and it's just a good time. Like, I just play with color, and I played with it today, and like, I'm kind of digging this. I'm kind of digging this look. But anyway, I do wish that a lot of these colorful palettes would stop trying so hard to appeal to those who might not like a bright shade, because the reality of the situation is this. If you are a neutral bitch, which there's nothing wrong with you being a neutral bitch, but if you are a neutral bitch, the fact that there's a neutral lane down here is not going to change your mind about the fact that you don't like having pinks and greens and yellows and all of that. It's not going to change that for you. So I just kind of wish that they would have been a little bit more bold with this. And I do wish the pigmentation was a little bit better on some of the shades. So, but otherwise, I do like this palette. I do want to play with this some more. I might put up a vote for my patrons on which one y'all want to see. And we'll just do a look on Patreon with this palette and just kind of play with that. All right. So next up we have Ofra, which I did receive this in PR. This is their Glitch 2000 palette. Okay. First of all, this is the packaging. It's really cute. Now, one thing that I do know is people have a lot of shit to say about packaging, especially from Ofra, but what a lot of people do not realize is that Ofra packaging is in such a way that you can pop out the shades and put in other shades. I can actually rearrange this if I wanted to. Here's what I'm gonna say. Some of these shades are absolutely beautiful. They're absolutely stunning. They're absolutely fantastic, but some of them are really, real letdowns. So for instance, this green here is a very beautiful, and I've only recently actually really started to like greens. This green is a boy band. It's really very nice. I like this green a lot. It's nice and grungy, and it hangs out in a very dirty, like little dirty way, all right? And it does feel very 90s, even though it says 2000, it feels very 90s. And then you do have this blue, which is Chill Pill. And that's quite lovely as well. But when you start getting into this top row, these lighter shades, these do not perform as well. And I feel like, okay, here's the thing. A lot of these shades are formulated a lot like their highlighters, but not exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these for you. This is the blue. This is that green. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Let me just do the green justice because the blue had a little extra than the green did, and I'm sorry. But I like how the green performs. Like, it's a nice, like, deepener tone, and the blue is really, really pretty. I actually liked working with both of these, and they work very, very well, especially if you're doing like a cut crease, or most importantly, put down some glitter glue. They're gonna look phenomenal. However, as you start getting into some of these lighter shades, they don't perform as well, and they're just letdowns. It sucks because I really did like some of these shades a lot when I was playing with them, but like this bottom, this shade, not so hot for me. And then also just this whole top row really wasn't giving me the goods. It just was not giving it to me. It was like giving me very light vibes. So like this one here, I mean, I guess you could use this shade here for an inner corner highlight, but the thing is, I don't choose a palette based on being able to use an inner corner highlight. This orange, I really wanted this to be more orange than it is. It's a lot more of a like light melony color, and it's just, it looks too much like that other pink shade that I pulled out for you. So let me see if I can get these swatched for you. Ooh, Snapples. I made a mess. We're not gonna talk about how much of a mess I made. Obviously, thumbs aren't made for swatching. But you can see I'm not getting as much color payoff here. I have to like twist my arm in this weird way. You can see I'm not getting as much color payoff from this shade, and this shade is looking pretty ashy. It is pretty though if I like play with it in different ways. I think that it looks very nice with the glitter glue. But again, I like the palette overall. I like the concept. I like that they're trying to branch out with their shadows, but I do think they need to work on the formula to get more pigmentation out of the shades. Also, I just feel like, you know, this shade here, and then this shade here are damn near the same, and like these are all three like in the same exact family. So I feel like maybe a few chances needed to be taken there to really make this palette pop. I think that they might want to venture into trying some matte shades. That would be fun, because listen, their cheek products, oh my gosh, their blushes are beautiful and so highly pigmented. And I feel like if they brought some of that into their palette, like I just think that it would do much better. I think that this palette would have been much better if they had some, honestly, if they'd thrown in some actual mattes in here, or if they were gonna do the shimmers to really make all of those shimmers pop. But otherwise, I like this palette. I like to play with it. It's not my favorite, but I do like this palette a lot, and I have been playing with it. This is, again, gonna go into another one of my need to play with it more. Now, I know you're like, Audra, why do you have so many in the need to play with it more? Well, here's why. I'm a little weird about getting PR. I'm gonna be honest. I am a little weird about getting it. It's been making me like, because I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do with it, and I'm hoping that I'm doing somewhat well, but I don't really know what to do with PR in general, so I'm just kind of like, because there's not a school for this. There's not a school that teaches us how to handle PR, and so I'm learning to deal with it while still being honest but not mean, you know? But yeah, I like, these are the things that I've been enjoying so far. I've been having a good time with, and I just kind of wanted to show you what we're doing here. So that Ofra palette, you know, it's all right. But on the flip side, I will, you know, even though we're normally doing eyeshadow palettes, and this is probably titled like new eyeshadow palettes, I do want to show you this one. I do need to show it to you, okay? Hold on, just hold on a second. Okay, because I was talking about it, I wanted to bring this out. This is the Island Time palette from Ofra. Listen, this is a very thick, sturdy, heavy palette, which I kind of actually like a lot. This one is also one that interchanges. Yo, when I was talking about these, the pigment in all of these blushes is astronomical. This is this is Ofra at its best to me. Okay? I love all of these shades. I can be demure, I can be a little peachy, a little summery, I can be a little sassy. I can be a little sassy, I can do sassy things. I can wake up the next day in someone else's home and not exactly know where I am, but my blush is still popping. And this palette is the shit. If you don't have this, I mean, honestly, I would say get this, because these blushes are so beautiful, and the Bali highlighter, the Bali highlighter in here is stunning. I've used the Bali several times, love it. This is my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing that I got from my Ofra PR. I absolutely adore this palette. I like to use this whenever possible. I haven't been using it as much because I got stuck into the dusk palette, but I need to play with this more. And so again, that's why I stuck it into my must-use section. I'm not gonna give you a tour, like that's anyways, wow. But like I have stuff here that's like right by me, and so I have it here specifically so that while I'm getting ready or I'm doing a get ready with me, I'm pulling my most favorite things out. That's one of my most favorite things. Every time I pull that blush out, I am just bamboozled by how gorgeous it is, in a good way. I'm like blown over. I can't handle it. It's fantastic. Now we're gonna go into Nomad. So the Marrakesh palette I actually received in a gift bag, because I went and I was a swatch model for their latest Orient Express palette, which I also have, and we're gonna talk about that next. This palette, okay, I really like this. I wanna be like completely transparent in that I love this palette. this is as neutral as I'm going to get, but because it's just so beautiful. Here's what I'm gonna say, and this is going to apply to both the Marrakesh and the Orient Express. I am going to be the one to say I prefer Nomad and their shimmers because their shimmers give life, all right? The mattes are okay. Some of them perform very, very well on my skin. Others just kind of all right. But let me just tell you that like their shimmers, like this is Cafe Arabi, and let's hope that I'm saying that somewhat correct. This is stunning. This is a shimmer. Let's go into Oasis of Riyadh. Look, it's turquoise. Love. Oh, God bless. It's so pretty. I cannot deal with it. The Souks. I'm just going to pass out in 5 seconds from looking at these, but like their shimmers are just stunning. Where the mattes are okay. They are a softer formula. That's not actually my problem. I just feel like there's a lot more work in building them up, which is okay if you don't mind that. I just, look at pretty life here. And remember, I'm not the swatch queen, but I love how beautiful these are and how like fun they make a cut crease look stunning, or anything that you do. Like I'm not really great at a cut crease, but whenever I try them and these are in there, they're so pretty. When I decide I'm gonna just do something adventurous with my eye looks, I absolutely love how pretty these shimmers are. And I love that the majority of this palette is shimmery and there's not as many mattes. Now, taking that over to the Orient Express, whew, we're gonna be talking for a little bit. First of all, I do love the feel of this palette. And the other thing I love about this palette, like I know some people are textural and may not like felt. This is felt. I really like this. And I think what I like most about it is that you can kind of just like, it's like pants, okay? I know you're like, pants? What the fuck do you mean pants? What I mean is like, if you get a little bit on you just kind of, it's like they thought about that. You can just kind of be like, oop, I got a little on my hand, and just like rub it on the palette and you're good to go. Like, listen, I know that that's not what it's intended for, but it's absolutely beautiful packaging, which is something I'm normally not into, but I really like the packaging here. So let's go ahead and open her up. I have been playing with her quite a little bit. So she is really, really pretty. And again, the shimmers in here are stunning. I'm going to pull Venice, because oh my god, Venice is doing the absolute most. Istanbul is a gold that's doing way too much for its own good. Paris came out swinging and it has this like pinky shift to it. Then we're also going to grab one more. We're going to try for Simple and Pass. All right, we're gonna go in here. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. These are the 4 shades that I pulled. They are so pretty. Now I'm gonna just like see if I can grab each one. Let me just try it this way instead of trying to do things backwards. Like, what am I doing with my life? Y'all, I love Nomad shimmers. They are so pretty. Like, they are so beautiful. I love how they perform. I love how pretty they are. I love how much depth and dimension that they have. Their shimmers give me love and life. And honestly, I feel like, here, let me grab the Berlin palette, because I feel like there were people who complained and I think that they were wrong. Hold on. Now, the only reason that they were wrong is because there are people who like mattes, all right? But I love shimmers. I love them. Their Berlin palette, the Berlin Underground palette, is so phenomenal because there's very, very few mattes. And I love that about this palette. I love that it's almost exclusively shimmers and you just really get to play and have a good time in here. I'm gonna take this hand because it's cleaner. You guys have probably, like, you've seen me use Kreuzberg before. I'm pulling it out again because I love Kreuzberg. I love Deutsche Punk. And we're going to come over here and we're gonna say Love Parade. And you know what? We're also gonna take a quick peek at Techno. This is such a fun, grungy ass palette and I love it. I know that you, like, I know, you're like, girl, but let me just go ahead and show you these because, I love the way that these shades perform. They have one of the softest shimmer formulas I've ever had in my life. Look how fun and pretty those are. Glitter glue, cut crease, one look shimmers. You can do them all the time with them, with theirs. I will definitely say that they're mattes. It's weird because I don't dislike them. I just don't think that they pack as much punch as I would like. There is a little bit more building than you would normally do. There is some fallout that you have to get used to, which if you are not into fallout, I would say throw on one of their shimmers, one look and go. If you have time and you don't mind the fallout, put on your primer, do your eyes, and then do the rest of your face. And I don't mind fallout for the most part, but if I'm going to work, I do mind it, so it just depends. I used to use this when I was actually working. I used to use this Nomad palette all the time and just do like a one shimmer look from it, like a one swipe, and I would just use my finger and like throw on the Love Parade and be like, well, we're going out. I absolutely love theirs. And let me just, this is the last thing, when we're gonna finish, I'm gonna let you all out of here. This is Club Nacht. This is a black shimmer shade. Now, normally I am not a fan of a black shimmer because I'm like, what the fuck are we doing if we're using black shimmer? This black shimmer is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It has like a way about it to where it has a little bit of shimmer, but it ends up being way more of a matte, but it blends well, it hangs out well. I would actually put this similar to the Oasis palette black. These are my two favorite blacks. My two favorite blacks. That sounded weird. We're gonna move on. These are my two favorite black shades. But I really just love, love, love their shimmer formula. I wanna see a little bit more love out of the matte. Could just be a me thing, but I would like to see a little bit more love out of the matte shades. Personally, they could just make palettes and palettes of shimmer and I would just live there and a glittery, glowy princess. And that is it. That's what we did today. I don't know if I did anything fun or interesting. I don't know if this actually went anywhere. We were just looking at some palettes that I've received recently, talking about them, not even actually just a review, just like, I don't know what we did. Did we do anything? Anyway, that is enough. That's all. I've held you hostage here for long enough. And as usual, huge shout out to my patrons. Yeah. All right, thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please be safe out there. Remember, it costs $0 to be kind, and it's so good for your soul. And until next time, deuces! Ooh. Baby in my eyes. Baby in my eyes. My ear itches. I'm gonna scratch it. Oh my God. Why? I have to take these nails off. I don't know if any of that made sense.